Episode title, Ukraine's Defense Minister Under Fire, Reform Efforts Meet Resistance. Intro music, midnight to 0:30. Host, welcome to Global Insights, a podcast exploring the latest developments in international relations and global affairs. I'm your host, Naim, and today we're discussing the challenges facing Ukraine's reforming defense minister, Mikhailo Fedorov. Joining me is our expert analyst's name. Segment 1, Introduction to Mikhailo Fedorov's Reform Efforts, 0:30 to 5 o'clock. Host, Mikhailo Fedorov, Ukraine's defense minister, has been at the forefront of efforts to reform the country's military. Can you tell us more about his initiatives, analyst's name? Analyst, yes, certainly. Minister Fedorov has been pushing for significant changes within the Ukrainian army, aiming to modernize and strengthen its capabilities. His reforms focus on increasing transparency, reducing corruption, and improving the military's overall effectiveness. Host, that sounds like a much-needed overhaul. What specific measures has he proposed? Analyst, Fedorov has introduced plans to streamline the military's command structure, enhance training programs, and promote a more professional and accountable officer corps. He's also emphasized the importance of integrating Ukraine's military with NATO standards and practices. Segment 2, Resistance from the Generals, 5 to 10 o'clock. Host, despite these efforts, Minister Fedorov is facing significant pushback from the military establishment. What's driving this resistance, analyst's name? Analyst, the generals are concerned that Fedorov's reforms will undermine their authority and traditional ways of doing things. They're also wary of the proposed changes to the military's command structure, which they fear will lead to a loss of power and influence. Host, it sounds like a classic case of institutional inertia. Are there any other factors at play here? Analyst, yes, there are allegations of corruption and self-interest within the military, which Fedorov's reforms aim to address. Some generals may be resisting change because they have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. Segment 3, Implications and Next Steps, 10 to 1500 hours. Host, what are the implications of this resistance for Ukraine's military modernization efforts, and what's at stake for Minister Fedorov? Analyst, if the reform efforts stall, Ukraine's military will continue to struggle with inefficiencies and corruption, which could have serious consequences for the country's national security. For Minister Fedorov, failure to implement his reforms could damage his reputation and undermine his position within the government. Host, what's next for Minister Fedorov and his reform efforts? Analyst, Fedorov will need to navigate the complex web of interests and alliances within the Ukrainian military and political establishment. He'll require strong support from President Zelensky and other key stakeholders to push through his reforms and overcome the resistance from the generals. Conclusion, 15 to 1600 hours. Host, thank you, analyst's name, for shedding light on the challenges facing Ukraine's defense minister, Mikhailo Fedorov. It's clear that his reform efforts have sparked a heated debate within the military establishment. We'll continue to monitor this situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. Outro music, 16 to 16:30. Host, that's all for today's episode of Global Insights. Join us next time for more in-depth analysis and expert commentary on the latest global affairs.